Alright, folks, gather around, because if you thought the geopolitical chessboard was complicated before, you haven't seen anything yet. We're talking about a move so bold, so utterly audacious, it might just make every single defense analyst in Washington spill their lukewarm coffee. Iran, China, fighter jets. Yes, you heard that right. And if this deal goes through, the skies over the Middle East are about to get a whole lot more interesting.
Iran is getting the J-10C. This news is now appearing everywhere. June the 27th, 25, as predicted by me. Well done. Proud of myself. The Iranians are definitely getting a new air force from China, part of some sort of an oil deal. I told you they had J-10Cs in the air. Where do they come from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But that's why, straight away, they've gone to China. They're buying some J-10Cs. It was always part of the deal. Right? We're not sure yet, but apparently there's going to be some JF-17s involved. So, this is now breaking. This has been, I think, published 4 hours ago. It's appearing everywhere now on the mainstream news. Let's see how quickly Iran can get in these planes. If they get them in, the Pakistani pilots are going to be all crucial over here. They can fly them on day one. As mentioned, somebody shot some planes. Some funny business was going on. Nobody knows anything. They were in the air over Iran. Not huge numbers, but they were. Those Israeli planes never came anywhere near Pakistan. There's a reason behind that.
For decades, Iran's Air Force has been, shall we say, a bit of a museum piece. We're talking F-4 Phantoms from the Vietnam era, F-14 Tomcats that have seen more birthdays than most of us, and MiG-29s that are practically antiques. While the US and Israel have been busy upgrading to stealth fighters and advanced weaponry, Iran's aerial arsenal has been stuck in a time warp. It's been a running joke, a strategic vulnerability, and frankly, a bit of a relief for anyone on the opposing side. But the relief? It might just be about to evaporate faster than a puddle in the desert sun. Recent whispers, now turning into full-blown shouts from credible defense outlets, suggest that Iran is on the verge of acquiring China's Chengdu J-10CE fighter jets. And let me tell you, these aren't your grandpa's biplanes. These are modern 4++ generation aircraft. And they come packed with some serious heat. This isn't just a minor upgrade. It's a potential seismic shift in the balance of power. And it's got everyone from Tel Aviv to the Pentagon doing a double take. So let's get to the juicy part. What does this mean for Israel and the US? For years, the strategic calculus in the Middle East has relied on the overwhelming air superiority of Western-backed forces. Israeli F-35s and US air assets have operated with a comfortable technological edge, allowing them to conduct operations with relative impunity. But if Iran gets its hands on a significant number of J-10s, that comfort zone is about to shrink dramatically. First, the balance of power shifts. Iran's air force goes from being a punchline to a legitimate threat. Even a small number of these advanced fighters could complicate Israeli air operations. Suddenly, those F-35s might find themselves in air-to-air engagements, diverting them from their primary ground attack roles. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, and then suddenly your opponent pulls out a bigger, shinier gun. Second, the long-range threat. The PL-15 missile isn't just for shooting down other fighters. Its extended range means it could pose a serious threat to critical support aircraft, like tankers, that are all essential for long-range strike missions. Imagine US or Israeli jets needing to refuel mid-air only to find themselves within range of a PL-15. That's a game changer for mission planning and risk assessment. Third, deterrence. A modernized Iranian air force, even if not on par with the US or Israel, would certainly act as a stronger deterrent. It raises the stakes for any potential conflict, forcing adversaries to reconsider their options and potentially lead into a more cautious approach. It's the difference between kicking down an open door and having to pick a very sophisticated lock. You might be wondering, why China? Why not Russia? Iran's traditional arms supplier. Well, it seems Russia's own military needs, particularly with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, have led to significant delays in their promised Su 35 fighter jet deliveries to Iran. It seems even traditional alliances can be strained when one party needs all of its toys for itself. This has left Iran in a bind. Their air force is, to put it mildly, decrepit. They've been trying to modernize for years, especially since the UN arms embargo expired in 2020, but nothing substantial has materialized. They need modern jets, and they need them now. Enter China, ready and willing to fill the void. This isn't just about selling planes, it's about China expanding its influence in a strategically vital region, and Iran finding a new reliable partner in its quest for military self reliance.
So it turns out Israel's war on Iran has backfired on Israel in a big way. Not only have the cities been decimated, Tel Aviv took a lot of hits, and so did Haifa. We saw the video I just dropped about the mayor of Haifa. One piece, oh God, Trump's got to do something. Please stop this. Yeah, because they picked a fight with Iran, a fight they couldn't win. And here's Mersheimer here to tell you all about Israel's war on Iran backfired. Let's watch.
All the evidence, Glenn, is that the bombing campaign by Israel against Iran, which started, of course, on June 13th, has had exactly the opposite effect in terms of the leadership of Iran. The hardliners have taken over. The Revolutionary Guards are in control more than they ever were. The Ayatollah Khamenei has been weakened because he's been forced to basically go into hiding, and he's not in a position where he can command the country in any meaningful way. And furthermore, all the evidence is that the people are rallying around the flag.
So it was a failure because the goal of Israel was regime change. They knew that they weren't making a nuclear bomb. They knew that. And Trump hit their nuclear facilities. But what they really wanted was regime change. And exactly what he says, whenever you bomb a country, the people rally around their own country. And now the hardliners are now more in control because of this.
So, what's the uncomfortable truth here? If Iran successfully integrates these J-10Cs and other Chinese weapon systems, it fundamentally alters the military landscape of the Middle East. For years, the narrative has been one of overwhelming technological superiority for Israel and the US. That narrative is now being challenged. This isn't to say that Iran will suddenly become a superpower overnight. The US and Israel still possess vastly superior air forces, training, and overall military capabilities, but the gap, which once a chasm, is narrowing. A modernized Iranian air force, even with a limited number of advanced jets, introduces a new layer of complexity and risk for any future military engagement. Imagine a scenario where Iranian J-10Cs equipped with long-range PL-15 missiles are actively defending Iranian airspace. The cost of air operations for the US and Israel would undoubtedly increase, both in terms of resources and potential casualties. This could force a re-evaluation of military strategies, potentially leading to more cautious approaches, or even a reluctance to engage in certain scenarios. The bottom line is this: the game has changed. The potential acquisition of Chinese J-10C fighter jets and other advanced weapon systems by Iran is not just a footnote in military procurement, it's a significant development with far reaching implications. It signals a new era of military modernization for Iran, a deepening strategic partnership with China, and a challenge to the established power dynamics in the Middle East. For Israel and the US, this means adapting to a more capable and confident adversary. The days of unchallenged air superiority might be drawing to a close, and for those of us watching from the sidelines, it means the geopolitical chessboard just got a whole lot more interesting and a whole lot more dangerous. What do you think? Is this a game changer or just a blip on the radar? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of geopolitics and military strategy. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. Bye.